So here we have this Restorer. Now I've had this thing for maybe 4 or 5 months now, and I've been really happy with it. It's been super helpful in my wood shop, especially for making these rustic beams. If you're using the sanding roll, it's basically a belt sander, but much more aggressive. You can really clean up wood with this super fast. And I'm gonna give you a quick demonstration of that later, but first let me give you a quick look at this thing. Alright, so it comes in this unique army green color. I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely stands out from the rest of my tools. It has a really ergonomic, nice and comfortable handle here. Makes it really easy to pull the trigger. You can also lock it down with that button there. It's also 5-speed adjustable, all the way from 1000 to 3200 RPM. Then there's a nice big handle in the front, makes it really easy to control this thing. There's also about a 1 5/8 inch dust port at the back, or an inner diameter of 1 3/8, and a really helpful 18-foot long cord. I don't normally see cords that are this long on power tools. Anyway, the front here has a 4-inch drum. Then to replace it, you just gotta undo this latch here. Same thing on the other side, then flip it open, and then you can pull it out and replace it. And it takes these sanding sleeves that are about 2 3/4 inches in diameter. And you can see there's sort of grooves on here that'll lock into these teeth, and because of how those teeth are, it doesn't let you put it on backwards, which is a really nice feature. You can see it won't slide in all the way this way, but then flipping it over and putting it in like that, it slides down pretty easily. Now I can't remember if this came with more and I already used them up, but the roll that's on here is 80 grit, then this is a 60 grit, and then this is sort of a different style of grinding wheel. I honestly haven't used this too much. Something I do use a lot though are these wire wheels. You have to buy these separately. This is the first one I had. I used it to texture these 2 rustic beams and then this rustic beam chandelier. Anyway, after using this on a few more projects, it was pretty much toast, so I got this new one here. These wire wheels are pretty expensive, but they work a lot faster than a wire wheel on an angle grinder, and definitely way faster than a brush. But anyway, now let me go give you a quick demonstration of it. Alright, so I have a couple of these old weathered boards here. They were used on a bench, and I'm gonna try and clean them up. So I'm gonna take the Restorer with this attachment here and see how well it cleans it up. Alright, so that worked pretty well. It took this rough paint that was peeling off to this nice smooth finish. This grain was pretty open, so there is still paint stuck down in the grooves, but it took off 90% of the paint and now it's ready to be repainted. Now I'm going to test this thing out on this second board using the wire wheel. Using the wire wheel took a bit longer to clean it up, but you can see it did a lot better job at getting all the paint out. The finish on it though isn't quite as smooth as the last one because the wire wheel grinds down the soft grain a bit faster, which leaves you with this really cool texture. It's like an aged barn wood. And here's just a quick comparison so you can see the difference. This top board's really smooth and then this bottom board is pretty rough and accentuates the grain a lot more. And now I'm going to show you how I use this wire wheel to give these beams this rustic aged texture. I'm burning it to make it faster to grind out that soft grain, but if you don't like the look it gives when you burn it, you can skip this. And now I'm going to take the Restorer with the wire wheel and grind it off. And there we go, works pretty quickly, really grinds out that soft grain and gives it this really nice aged texture. Now you can go back and stain it or just leave it like this and put a finish on it. So yeah, this Restorer has been a huge help for me for making old boards look new and new boards look old.